Hey there, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. Great to have you all with me. If you are new here, I want to extend a very warm welcome to you for joining me here on the show. If you're coming back, well, of course, welcome back. Great to have you with me as well. All right, guys. If you're thirsty, feel free to head out to your kitchen and get a delicious RO water or something else. Maybe it's a snack, maybe it's a candy, maybe it's some fruit, maybe it's healthy, sweet, tart, or not. That's up to you. Go ahead and get that and hurry on back. Do check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. So again, it is great to be with everyone. Our master topic for the week is multiply meaning, not effort. And today's granular show is, you ready? Create traditions that carry meaning, series 4. Show 26, episode number 5. All right, guys, let's kick this show off. All right, hurry back from the kitchen. So welcome to another uplifting and thought-provoking episode of, yes, the ever-popular Inspirations for Your Life podcast. I'm your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and also a podcast coach, serial entrepreneur, video producer, and many other things. Tonight, I'm diving into the heartwarming and powerful concept of creating traditions that carry meaning. In a world that often moves too fast, traditions remind us to pause, connect, reflect, and of course, celebrate what truly matters. Whether they're passed down, newly created, or shared in your business or social circle. Meaningful traditions are the threads that weave identity, belonging, and joy into the fabric of our lives. And so I think this is important to understand as we dive in tonight. What makes a tradition meaningful? That's a good one. Traditions become meaningful not just by repetition, but by the value and the emotions they carry and we assign to them. A tradition rooted in love, respect, or purpose can turn an ordinary moment into a cherished legacy. Think about the why behind it. That's where the meaning lives. The power of small, intentional rituals, big or small. The intention behind a ritual is what gives it power. Something as simple as a weekly walk or lighting a candle before dinner can ground us and have us become something we look forward to. Over time, these actions reinforce connection and they calm us down. Number 3, guys, traditions strengthen, identity and belongingness. When we engage in shared traditions, we reinforce who we are and the values we hold. Whether it's family, cultural, or spiritual, these rituals remind us that we are part of something bigger, and it helps shape how we see ourselves and each other. Number 4, traditions can be rewritten. Sure they can. Outdated or disconnected traditions don't have to stay that way. You have permission to reinvent or replace them with practices that reflect your life today. Empower yourself to shape traditions that are more inclusive, respectful, and also joyful. I think that's a very, very important thing. Number 3, pass them on with purpose. Don't just pass on the what, pass on the why, the feeling. When people know the story or the significance behind a tradition, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes an intentional act of love and connection that they can carry forward with pride. Number 6, business and community. Traditions matter too. And so traditions aren't just for home. Rituals in teams or communities like weekly wins, annual outings, or even a fun Friday create a shared identity and culture. They humanize the workplace and make people feel, well, seen. Number 7, traditions provide comfort during uncertain times. In moments of stress or change, familiar traditions offer stability. Lighting the same candle, preparing a favorite dish, or perhaps attending a weekly gathering can offer emotional security and, yes, a sense of control in, yes, chaos. So this is important to realize. Number 8, they mark milestones and they help us celebrate growth. Traditions help us do a lot of things. Okay, they're really good for us. They help us pause and honor life's stages, birthdays, graduations, anniversaries. They turn a single moment into a celebration of progress and transformation, helping us reflect and appreciate how far we've come. Number 9, repetition with intention builds legacy. Doing something once might be nice. Doing it every year with heart turns it into legacy. Repetition with purpose creates meaning across generations, and it's how stories live on long after we're gone. Number 10, traditions connect us to something bigger than ourselves, whether it's spiritual, could be cultural, or social traditions. They often link us to a higher purpose or shared consciousness. They remind us that we're part of a larger story that extends beyond our personal experience. Number 11, break unhealthy traditions with conscious awareness. Not all traditions are positive, folks. Sorry to say that. Some may perpetuate harm or exclusion. Part of growth is knowing when to let go of what no longer serves your values and making space for new, empowering customs. Number 12, involve others to make traditions inclusive. When others participate in shaping a tradition, it becomes more meaningful. Inviting feedback and contributions fosters a sense of, well, ownership. And it makes a tradition feel alive and evolving, not fixed or static. Number 13, technology can help preserve and share traditions. From digital scrapbooks to Zoom celebrations, technology helps us keep traditions going even when we're apart from others. Recording stories, recipes, or songs keeps them accessible for future generations. Number 14, seasonal and holiday traditions anchor time. As seasons change, traditions mark time and bring rhythm to our lives. Whether it's decorating a tree, lighting candles, or spring cleaning, these actions signal transition and renewal. 15, spontaneous moments can evolve into traditions. Sometimes the most cherished traditions begin accidentally. A laugh shared or a silly inside joke can become something repeated year after year, proof that authenticity matters more than the planning. Number 16, traditions create stories, folks, that last and span many generations. Behind every tradition is a story, and stories are how we connect across time. It's like a bridge, whether it's spoken or written, or maybe just some gestures. These tales keep ancestors and experiences alive, adding a rich vibrance to our shared human experience. Number 17, guys, review and refresh traditions as life changes. As families grow and evolve or circumstances change, it's okay to adapt your traditions to the way your new life is. Flexibility ensures they remain relevant and joyful instead of burdensome or outdated. Renewal can breathe life into the old. Number 18, guys, traditions help reinforce values and priorities. Every tradition we keep sends a message about what we value: connection, gratitude, resilience, and fun. Use them as a way to realign with your goals and communicate what truly matters. Number 19, personal traditions support mental and emotional health. Solo rituals like journaling, Daily affirmations or gratitude walks provide grounding and emotional regulation. They serve as a quiet set of anchors in often chaotic worlds, promoting a sense of inner peace. Number 20, keep the meaning, not just the method. This is important. Sometimes we get too attached to how a tradition is done. We focus on the essence instead of, if you can't do it the same way, find a new approach that honors the heart and reason the tradition was started. I think a lot of people, feel like if they don't do traditions properly, they're letting down their family. And so your family would be grateful that you are embracing a tradition. And even if you're changing a little bit, that's not disrespecting them. That's making the tradition adapt to your life, but it's still keeping a legacy alive because you started from a tradition and maybe you added some things or moved some things, but it's still honoring from the original tradition. Here's the part of the show I love the most. I'm going to give you basically a lesson or let's say a story for each point to help us grow. And it's my hope, guys, that this will solidify in your minds, your hearts, what these concepts really mean, because a lot of these concepts are very abstract. You think they're easy, but they can challenge us. And I think in life, what I've learned is that when a challenge shows up for us and we rise to the occasion, we become a better version of ourselves. We draw on some strengths that we didn't even know that we actually had. I think that's a very wise thing, ladies and gentlemen. But some people just, they get stuck. They get stuck in that moment, right? And like, oh my gosh, I can't do it this way. I can't do it. If I don't do it this way, then what am I going to do? Well, I think it's about a perspective. And if you understand a perspective, then you'll be able to take the lesson that I'm sharing with you and apply it in your own life. So I think this is really key. So please definitely listen up to these. What makes a tradition? I remember when my grandfather would handwrite birthday letters to each of his grandkids. They weren't extravagant, just a few heartfelt sentences, but the love and the care behind them gave those letters such power and meaning. Long after he passed, we kept those notes and now write similar letters to our own families. The meaning wasn't in the act, but in the emotion it carried out. Number 2, the power of small intentional rituals. Every morning I do something like journal or I'm grateful. It's not about the flame you light for a candle or the act of writing something out, but the signal, the sacred time that you give for yourself. That simple action grounds me every day, even on chaotic days. It helps me approach the world more mindfully. Small rituals like these are powerful because they center us. Number 3, traditions strengthen identity and belonging. Growing up, my family always had a Sunday spaghetti dinner. It wasn't just about the food. It was where we laughed, we debated, and we celebrated life together. The grandparents would come over. That tradition made me feel like I belonged to something consistent and strong. Even now, I carry that tradition with chosen family and friends. My mom made the homemade meatballs with her sauce and spaghetti, linguine, or other types of pasta, and it was just amazing. And that tradition I carry on today with family and friends creates the same sense of deep rootedness that started in our family. Number 4, traditions can be rewritten for years. Our holiday dinner included outdated routines that left some guests out. One year I decided to flip the script, introducing a tradition swap, where everyone brought something meaningful for their culture or story. It transformed the evening. It showed me that traditions aren't relics. They meant to evolve as we grow. Pass them on with purpose. My father used to take us to volunteer at a soup kitchen every Thanksgiving morning. And as a kid, I didn't fully understand why, but now I see it was about gratitude, service, and about grounding. I continue this tradition today with my own team, but I always start by sharing why we do it. The story gives the action weight. 6, business and community traditions matter too. At the Jamor Connection, we started a monthly Share One Win, a ritual where each person shares a victory, big or small. At first, it felt awkward, but over time, it became a cultural defining moment that boosts morale and reinforces community. Traditions in business remind people they've seen and who they're valuing. I think that's a very, very important thing, guys. Number 7, traditions provide comfort during uncertain times. When I lost a close friend many years ago, I felt unmoored. But every year on his birthday, I visit the park where we used to walk and leave a stone with a note under our favorite tree. It's become my tradition of remembrance. That ritual gives me peace and reminds me that love doesn't end, it keeps evolving. Number 8, they mark milestones and celebrate growth. When I hit my 100th podcast, wow, I didn't want it to just pass by. I created a reflect and rise tradition where I look back at how I've grown and recommit to my mission. Every milestone now comes with a personal check-in, making success feel meaningful, not just measurable. Number 9, repetition with intention builds legacy. My mentor gave me a journal on my 21st birthday and asked me to write one insight per week. I've done it ever since. It's become a tradition of reflection. Now I share the practice with mentees that I work with. Who will pass it on? That's how a single act becomes a lasting legacy. Number 10, traditions connect us to something bigger than ourselves. Lighting a candle at the beginning of each solstice reminds me of the cycles of life and nature. It's a small act, but it connects me to something timeless and the seasons, the earth, and a rhythm that's greater than me. It reminds me I'm part of something sacred and much bigger. Number 11, break unhealthy traditions with conscious awareness. There was a family tradition of criticizing everyone's choices at the holiday table. It masked itself as concern, but it was toxic. I chose to address it head on and sat across and then set some boundaries. Breaking that pattern created space for more honest and true, integral traditions and communication to emerge. Number 12, involve others to make traditions inclusive. When I hosted my first community board game night, they asked each other to bring a game from their childhood. That small invitation made everyone feel seen and involved. People shared stories, laughed with pieces of their past. And now it's a standing tradition at every gathering that I run. Number 13, technology can help preserve and share traditions. During the pandemic, we couldn't gather for our usual holiday dinner, so we created a digital cookbook together, each submitting a recipe with a video story. It wasn't the same, but it brought us together. Now the online cookbook is something we continue to build each year. Number 14, seasonal and holiday traditions anchor time. Every autumn, I take reflection walks during peak leaf season. It's my way of honoring change and preparing for winter. It started as a spontaneous moment, but it became, for me, a tradition. It helps me feel in sync with nature's rhythms. Number 15, spontaneous moments can evolve into traditions. One night, I shared a silly toast with a friend over a tea. To the ordinary, it made the extraordinary. We laughed, but then kept repeating it. Years later, it's our thing. Every cup of tea carries that joy within. It reminds me that the best traditions often surprise us when we're not waiting for them. Number 16, traditions create stories that last generations. My uncle recorded our family history in a short audio snippet. He played them every Thanksgiving. And then we continue the tradition. His voice and his stories still fill the room, reminding us where we came from and the lessons that he left behind. Number 17, review and refresh traditions as life changes. That's what life's about. When my siblings moved across the country, our tradition in person birthday dinners became impossible. So we switched to monthly virtual game nights. Same connection, new format. The key is honoring the spirit of tradition, not clinging to outdated logistics. Number 18, traditions help reinforce values and priorities. Every New Year's Day, I ask myself 3 questions. What did I learn? Who would I help? And what will I do better? What did I learn? Who would I help? And what will I do better? It's not flashy, but it aligns me with who I want to become. That reflection has become a yearly compass that reminds me what matters most to me in life. Number 19, personal traditions support mental and emotional health. Each Sunday night, I do a reset ritual, journaling wins, challenges, and gratitude. It clears my mind and sets the tone for the week. This personal tradition has improved my clarity, mood, and resilience for more than I ever expected. Number 20, keep the meaning, not just the method. One year, we couldn't cook our usual holiday meal due to a power outage. So we ordered takeout by candlelight. Surprisingly, it became one of our favorite holidays. We realized it wasn't the turkey or the timing. It was the laughter, the love, and the togetherness. And I think a lot of people, when you think about traditions, I mean, a tradition could be something like, singing Christmas carols. It could be making cookies. I have loved making cookies since when my grandmother was alive. She was teaching me how to bake. Didn't really know that I was going to love baking so much. And she started teaching me, and I was still kind of in my infancy of it. But she taught me enough that I was able to then teach myself the rest of the way. She had gotten sick and she wasn't able to share with me, but I know if she was here to this day and she saw how diligent I was with doing what we call mise en place, which is how you get ready for your baking. You measure everything out, put it in these different ramekins, and how intentional I was with every step of baking, double checking my measures, making sure everything was correct. I know she would be proud. Another ritual that I think is important, we've had in our family for a long time, is Happy New Year. So when the new year comes, first thing we do is we let the old year out through the back door, ring bells and little noisemakers. Do that for a few minutes, and we sing Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And then we go to the front door and we welcome in the new year. So these are just some simple things you can do, guys, but there's a lot you can do for traditions. Another tradition we love to do is crackers. So this has been around for a while. We get these crackers in the holiday time, and you pull the two ends. And when you do, it pops. And there's a little toy inside, and there's usually a little passage or joke or something. And I think that's an important thing, guys. It's very important to have these traditions, because these traditions are things that we look forward to, right? Another tradition was, when I was younger, we always did egg hunts, right? And that's a lot of fun. Another tradition that we always have we have lots of traditions. Traditions we have on our birthday, and this is something that I've been doing for years. Every time it's a family member's birthday, I call them usually early in the morning. They answer the phone, and I sing Happy Birthday to you. So I sing that to them. And you know something? It doesn't cost anything. But that little thing really sparks up my family member's day. And I think when we understand, appreciate what a tradition is and why we do traditions, traditions help us celebrate our past and revere them, respect them, and give us something that our family members that have passed can say, oh my gosh, wow, they're really having a great time, right? In Italy, there's something called a passeggiata, which is where every time after you finish dinner, you go out and you walk around the town. 4th of July, we watch fireworks. There's so many traditions, guys. Another tradition that I like a lot is probably the one where, we think about putting out cookies for Santa, right? We put out the cookies, and I put out a carrot, and leave it for Santa Claus. What's another tradition? Another tradition is something we do every year. And this happens right around Thanksgiving. And the tradition is, having a Thanksgiving dinner, right? And we always usually have the Thanksgiving dinner, with our immediate family. And sometimes we will go out for Thanksgiving dinner, but what we will do is we'll usually be home for Christmas Day. Christmas Eve we'll go out, but Christmas Day we'll be home. And I think when you appreciate a tradition, you not only celebrate, but you respect your ancestors. And you show them grace and gratitude for giving you this meaning. I know right now if my grandmother could see me baking cookies and she could see the way I bake other things, I know she'd be very proud because she was always meticulous in how she did everything, and I am very meticulous too. So I think she would be very proud of me. And that's a tradition that I know I'll do forever and ever and ever. Another tradition that I love to do, it's going to be right around Easter time. And that's, getting the palms from the church and then sharing some with my parents. So I think those are important things to do. So traditions can be something simple. It could be making bread with your family. It could be, putting up trees on your Christmas light, putting up a Christmas tree, right? These are all traditions. And traditions bring us together as a family. You can have traditions with your company. You can have traditions with your friends, right? Maybe you get together every year or something like that. Traditions are something that makes life really worth celebrating. And it gives us gratitude for the people that help us create those amazingly powerful memories. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now, but I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. You check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. Create some traditions now and find out what you've been missing. Don't be afraid to change the ones you had because your ancestors will be so grateful that you're choosing to even work with an existing tradition. Have yourself a great one, everyone. Be well.